when you go beyond critical angle of attack in an airplane. Does the airplane feel very stable to you right now?
Yeah. It does. It feels a little sluggish.
No. Well, okay. So remember now, we're stable. We're not doing any uncommanded roll or pitching or yawing, are we?
No.
We're in a stable flight condition right now.
Yes.
The airplane is also highly controllable, isn't it?
Yes.
Very controllable. All right, but I want you to understand, life is about to change. We're going to go beyond critical angle of attack, Matt. You're going to notice a very different airplane. A very different airplane in terms of stability and control. We are going to do this as a team. What I'm going to do is I'm going to be the one to hold us in the stall. I'm going to hold us in the stall with the elevator.
Okay.
I'm going to hold the stick. Is hold the elevator aft. Right? What you're going to attempt to do is you're going to try to keep the wings level with the rudder. Use ailerons. We already talked about that.
Yeah, you lose lift. You have no lift.
And you create yaw.
Yeah.
And yaw plus stall equals a spin, right?
Yeah.
So you can't use ailerons. So you're going to attempt to keep the wings level with the rudder. Now what you're going to see, Matt, is you're not going to be able to do it very well. And that's the whole point. Because the airplane has a lack of controllability when you are beyond critical angle of attack. All right, so if you would, get your feet ready on the rudders.
I'm ready.
All right, and I want right, and I want you to do everything you can with the rudder to keep the wings level.
Okay.
Okay, if it rolls to the left, you need right rudder. If it rolls right, you need left rudder. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay, now go ahead and keep your right hand on the stick lightly. I will hold us in the stall. I just want you to keep your hand on the stick lightly, okay? All right, are you all set?
Yes.
All right, you'll feel the stall here in just a second. When I say go, use those rudders to keep the wings level.
Okay.
All right. All right, go. Does the airplane feel unstable?
Yes.
It does, doesn't it? See it rolling back and forth?
Yeah.
Do you feel the buffeting?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, all right, I have control.
Your controls.
All right, you feel the buffeting.
Oh,
good.
yeah.
You see how the airplane's just kind of rolling back and forth.
Yeah.
All right, now, let me show you something a second. Look over the nose now. Look at all that dirt.
Yeah.
Look at the airspeed increasing. And we're still stalled, aren't we?
Yeah.
Yeah, now watch this. Push.
Wow.
Roll.
Stabilize.
Power. Stabilize.
That's crazy.
Now, Matt, you have just seen something most pilots have never seen before. And that is an airplane in a stall, nose low, with airspeed increasing. And we were still stalled, weren't we?
Yeah.
Isn't that pretty wild?
That's very wild.
Now, do you see now, again, you could appreciate, couldn't you, how counterintuitive it would be to a pilot to be stalled in that situation, losing altitude fast. We were coming down at 6,000 feet a minute. It would be counterintuitive to a But yet, when I did the push step, that's exactly what saved the day, wasn't it?
Yes.
As soon as I went forward with the elevator, I reduced angle of attack, and we came out of the stall. And it had nothing to do with adding power, did it?
No, and your airspeed was increasing, so...
Airspeed was increasing even. We were even above our stall speed, weren't we?
Yeah, you were like 82 knots.
82 knots. We were well above our stall speed, yet we were still stalled. And not only that, the nose was low. So right there proves to you, doesn't it, Matt, that stall is not a function of attitude, and stall is not a function of speed either.
Correct. It's angle of attack.
It's only angle of attack. Wow. That's kind of cool, isn't it?
Very cool.
All right, let me show you this zoom maneuver a second, and then we're going to have to get ready to head back.
What's it called?
The zoom maneuver. Now, the purpose of this is to show pilots there is life below the 1G stall speed. Now, you just saw the 1G stall speed is about 65 knots, didn't you?
Yes.
You learned in aerodynamics, you remember the VG diagram? You remember how I showed you that when you decrease G load, stall speed actually goes down. Do you remember that curve?
Yes.
Yeah, the left side of the VG diagram curve there? Yeah, when we go to something less, stall speed is actually reduced by 30%. If you unload to a quarter of a positive G, stall speed goes down 42%.
Wow.
Yeah. Now let me show you what half of a G feels like. Right now you feel 1 G on your butt. All right, this is where you spend most of your time in your Cessna. This is where your pilots spend their time in their jet at 1 G flight. Now let me show you what pushing to half of a G feels like. All right, go ahead and put your hand on the stick.
Got it.
All right, I'm going to unload us to 1/2 of a positive G. All right, here we go. That's half of a G right there.
Wow.
Okay? Now, most pilots have never been taught how to do that. They've never been taught how to. Have you been taught how to unload to that lightness in your seat?
No, not yet.
No. And likely your instructor probably won't teach you to do that. Likely, all right? But let me also here out of startle. This is what pilots could do. Your seatbelt still strapped?
Yes.
Okay, here is over pushing. This is what you would never want to do.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah. That's pretty wild, isn't it?
Yeah. What was that?
That was 1/2 of a negative G.
Wow.
We didn't even go to a full negative G. That was 1/2 of a negative G.
Wow.
We just hurt a bunch of people in the back if we were flying passengers.
Oh, yeah.
And again, we don't want your pilots to learn how to do that.
No.
Or we don't want them to react without discipline. We need them to learn how to react to an upset, a very startling situation. They've got to have discipline, and that takes practice. All right, now let me show you something that's really cool. I'm going to bring the nose up and do a steep climb. All right, now look at the airspeed. It's bleeding rapidly, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
All right, we're about ready to stall, aren't we?
Yep.
All right, now watch this. I'm going to unload. Very stable, very controllable. All right, we're back above 65 knots now. Now, what was the lowest airspeed you just saw?
47.
And we never stalled, did we?
No, because you were negative G's.
Well, not negative G's. We were a light positive G. You see the difference?
All right, so
this is 1 G, but this is 1/2 of a G. But we're still positive.
right.
You see the difference?
So your stall speed decreases 30%.
That's right. When you unload, your stall speed goes down.
Yeah, so, yeah, wow.
That cool?
Very cool.
You want to try one?
Sure.
Yeah, you have control.
I have control.
Now, smoothly, go ahead and bring the nose up. Leave the power where it is. Bring the nose on up. Bring it on up, up, up. Keep coming, keep coming. Keep bringing the nose up. Keep coming, keep coming. Airspeed is bleeding. Now, get ready to smoothly push. Ready, go. Smooth push. There you go. Now, roll to the left. Roll to the right. Roll to the right. There you go. Good. Now you got plenty of airspeed. Pull out of the dive. There you go. You did it.
Nice.
Your airspeed went down to 58 knots. Did you notice that?
Not really.
That's okay. Yeah, that's okay. All right, I have control.
Your controls.
All right, but you did a nice job of unloading to 1/2 of a positive G. That's exactly what your pilots need to learn how to do.
Got it.
That's pretty cool, isn't it?
It was very cool.
All right, let me wrap our flight up here with something. I want to show you an aileron roll.
Okay.
Now, exercises like the aileron roll and the loop. Now, the reason we have them do that is not so they could go and do them in your airplanes, okay? Because we want them to develop an all-attitude awareness and confidence. We want them to realize that just because they get upside down in an airplane doesn't mean life is going to come to an end, right? We want them to see that the airplane is a three-dimensional device, all right? And they need to think like an airplane. They don't want to think like a race car driver who's just two-dimensional. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
That's right. All right, so ride along on the controls with me a second.
All right.
What I'm going to do, how you feeling, by the way? Doing okay?
Yeah, I'm feeling really well, thank you.
Okay, good. All right, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to bring the nose up here a second, and then I'm going to unload to half of a G. No, I'm going to unload, and now I'm going to roll. And we're going to roll all the way around. And now I'm going to pull out of the dive. Is that pretty cool?
That was very cool.
You just experienced every bank angle you could get in an airplane.
Wow. So yeah, I mean, you wanted to decrease your airspeed, give it minus 1/2 G.
Well, just half of a positive G.
Half of a positive G, and then go into a roll.
And then go into a roll. That's right.
Huh.
You want to try one?
Sure.
Okay. So leave the power where it is.
Okay.
All right. You have control. Go ahead and bring the nose up. Up, 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 up. Now I want you to smoothly push. Hold it. Now roll to the left. There you go. Now hold it. Just keep the push, keep the roll going, keep it rolling all the way around, all the way to wings level, look outside. Stop your roll, now pull. There you go. You did it.
All right.
That's pretty cool, isn't it?
That's very cool.
All right, I have control.
Your controls.
Now I'm going to show you a loop.
Okay.
All right, here we go.
Go ahead.
You're going to feel 2.5 G's here. All right, look left and right. Look at that.
Oh my God.
Look over your nose. Look at that view.
Beautiful.
Yeah, look at all that dirt. All right, here comes 2.5 G's now. There's 2.5 G's, 2.5, 2.5, 2.5. And there we are, back to level.
Wow.
That pretty wild?
That was wild.
All right. Before we head back, let's let you try one of those loops. You want to?
Yeah, so how do I do it again?
You're just going to leave the power. You're smoothly going to pull until you feel about 2.5 G's.
So back pressure the entire time.
All the way around. That's exactly right.
And then once...
And when you get going straight down, looking at a face full of dirt, remember, don't keep pulling harder. Remember, we got to keep ourselves at 2.5 G's.
Okay.
I'll talk you through it. Okay?
All right,
So
yep.
you have control.
I have control.
All right, let's go ahead and start pulling. There you go. Excellent. Keep pulling. Look left and right. Look left and right. Keep your nose moving. There you go. Yahoo! Just keep the nose moving with your elevator. All right, here come the G's now. Smoothly pull. There's 2, 2.5, 2.5, 2.5, 2.5, and you did it! All right, well done. Well done. All right, help me watch for traffic if you would. Otter is RTB, RTB. All right.
Copy, line 5.
Roger.
Wind 290 at 3. Visibility 13, dew point -8, altimeter 3017, runway 30 in use. Expect visual approach, runway 30 left. Turbojet aircraft expect runway 30 center for departure. Use caution crane west of tower. VFR departures advise ground control direction of departure. Advise on initial contact. You have H's information Zulu.
For hotel exit.
30 left, clear to land, plan for hotel exit, sub 04.
Tower, upset Niner over Rittenhouse with a Zulu, full stop.
Upset Niner, give a try, make straight in runway 30 left.
Straight in 30 left, upset Niner.
Sure.
Okay, you have control. If you would, climb us up to 3,000 feet.
My control.
You have control. And go straight ahead if you would.